Two tall men tried to snatch him, and they were wearing diving suits.
That's nothing to do with aliens. Don't do it before Lewis has sat down.
So I was thinking the other day. I don't know. I like stuff like that in podcasts personally because I think that gives it like a character to it, like a.
Why do you want to character it to it? Get your fucking fingers out your own ass.
Like a human.
Yes, it's like Stanley Kubrick's movie. You fucking shut up! It's a podcast, you bellend.
It's great. See, that doesn't have character to it.
Greg Bashington.
That's just a fat old guy just. Right. But my idea is great because my idea adds character. It makes it. Oh, I'm part of the guys. Oh, I'm watching them set up and everything. Oh, I'm part of.
That is lame.
No one wants to watch.
If you really like that, then you need your head examined.
Unfortunately, I don't like that, but that's what everyone likes because only people...
You're always telling me,
the only people who sit...
podcasts? I have no idea. I don't watch any.
Yeah, the only people who
You're talking shit.
I know, because I don't watch any, but I do know people who watch podcasts have no life.
You're not wrong there.
And people who make them are even worse. So let's get into this.
Yeah. No, wait. I don't make them actually. Technically,
what a pretentious thing to do! Make a podcast.
Everyone,
listen to what's going on with my life. Who gives a fuck?
We kind of jumped on the bandwagon early-ish, but now everyone has.
We jumped way too late.
No. I was saying to Lewis in the kitchen just now, like everyone has a podcast, and like, the extra from Harry Potter 6. You know that one guy who blinks in the background in the scene? Yeah. He's got a podcast, and he's going to tell you all he knows about politics that he's read online. At
least we don't. Well, we do.
All we did was have a YouTube channel. Like
we don't really talk politics much, do we?
He's been in a movie, mate.
All right. Yeah, I can't.
What are we doing?
Sorry, buddy. What was your name?
Sorry, dude.
Frederick Watson. Sorry, buddy.
Man in grey jacket, number 5. Like
yeah.
Credits.
Welcome back to the Threeskins Podcast.
I do think that is, yeah. I'm so tired. I do apologise. This is going to be a terrible podcast.
This is the Tired Skins.
Please don't switch off.
The Tired Skins podcast.
Don't switch off. And subscribe to our Patreon in the link below if you want to see us react to cringy TikToks later. We'll try it out. If you don't see it on Patreon and you pay for the Patreon, I'm sorry because we never put it up.
We will. Don't worry. Don't listen to this. You're such in bad spirits. What's this about? What's going on?
It's because I haven't got good spirits in me, like Greg's new brew.
Have you tried any of it yet?
No, but it looks like my piss.
It's the loudest thing on the fucking planet, mate. You
I know.
Shear my ears apart. That's not gonna help.
No, that won't help.
What won't help?
Clapping.
Why? It's just so I know when to. That little bit there.
No, that wasn't a cut.
No, because Greg wants to keep it in because it.
Is that more character?
Aesthetic.
That bit where you turn the mic down and we're like, fucking hell, man.
I guarantee.
No, literally, I don't know. It just
really I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm tired. It just really hurt my ears.
No, that probably says you'll do what you.
No, wake you up.
Oh yeah, no, I do. Don't do that. It hurts so bad.
I don't know anyone who's.
What are we doing this podcast? Because I'm sure we've talked about this in the past. Yeah. However, today we're actually going to properly talk about it.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So the idea is that we actually didn't have a podcast topic earlier, but
don't let them in on.
We do. We've got loads.
And then Matt was like,
"We've got loads that just require research."
Matt was like, "Oh, can one of you guys think of a podcast topic?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right."
I didn't say that.
I'll fucking do it. You did. I can go.
I gave you the podcast topic.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that I didn't like it. I'm cool with doing.
I put four options in the chat for you to do.
I picked one of
this one. Yeah, I know you did.
All right, so anyway, should we get to the podcast topic?
Right, this is the podcast where Greg gets killed.
All right, so the podcast.
Watch to the end.
The topic today is unidentified flying objects.
UFOs for short, people.
100%.
UFOs.
They are alien spacecraft has been visiting our world.
You reckon?
So says some people. But are they right?
No.
How long has this been happening?
Should we find this out today?
No, but
are they right?
I want to look I want to take a deep dive into the history of UFOs.
Okay.
UFOs. And see if we can, looking at the history of it, dissect whether they're true or not.
Right.
Because you think about it. Wait, this is the way I see it. If UFOs aren't real... UFOs aren't real, then pre-science days, there weren't any UFOs.
What happened? What? There was time before
so
science?
like before the idea of aliens, yeah? Because aliens is like a modern thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before the idea of alien, yeah? Yeah, what do you want?
Gurg Sagan, can I ask a question, please?
I'm fucking... Who's the guy from Ancient Aliens?
Isn't his name like Gregory or something?
Gregorio. Giorgio.
No, it's Gorgio.
Gorgio.
Yeah.
Alamanakis
or something crap.
Gregorgio.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Gregorio,
I do have a question, and I've forgotten it. What were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. So UFOs,
I've been up since 1 a.m.
Yeah, I've been up since not that.
Apologies.
So UFOs, aliens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So... Wait, you've lost me.
Right.
Your attempt to ask a question has lost my train.
I got the question.
Where I am now.
I got a question. What? Yeah, but dinosaurs could have seen UFOs, but they had nothing to write on.
Yeah, but they're also dinosaurs. They're stupid.
No, they're not.
If a pig sees an UFO, it's not gonna be like, "Ooh, I just saw an UFO." It's gonna be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go eat some shit."
They don't even think like that. It's far more basic than that.
It's just like
shit.
Eat the shit.
Shit, run out. Where's new shit?
Okay, continue. Sorry.
So anyway,
why would anyone ever pay for more of this?
The reaction video is going to be unbelievable.
So okay, my theory is this, yeah.
Character. That's some more character in the background.
No, Greg looking at me getting annoyed. I've forgotten. I'm adding character. Would you like some character juice?
I'll have some character juice.
So anyway, my theory is if UFOs are real, or a real thing, crafted by aliens, I'm not saying that people aren't seeing weird shit in the sky, I'm just saying crafted by...
Definitely weird shit in the sky.
So, my theory is this. If UFOs are real, then throughout history, there'll be UFOs. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, oh, that's an alien UFO.
UFO.
Yeah,
but
it's UFO.
Greg, if instead there's
why do you keep saying it like that?
UFO. So if instead of there's one event where suddenly everyone starts seeing UFOs.
Can you actually say UFO now? Because it's like
I've tried to mess with you.
Yeah, it's confusing my brain. You saying it.
Okay, so.
Right. We can't.
You're losing my trains of thoughts.
We can't talk for the next minute, right?
UFO,
right.
Go on.
So my theory is that if UFOs exist, then aliens. No, okay. So the idea is this.
There's no point in letting you talk.
You guys fucked me up. All right, boys. All right.
Go on. Go, Sagan.
UFO.
Go.
Okay, so UFOs, if they exist, then you see them throughout history, and if they don't exist, then my theory is this: there'll be one event where I don't know they really hit the newspapers, and after that, everyone's claiming the same thing. Because that makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, what when it becomes almost like a trend?
Yeah, when
to
it
be like,
trendy.
I saw a UFO as well.
Yeah, and they're all copying each other.
Yeah.
Didn't it come from a movie?
We might have.
Wasn't there a movie in the 30s where it happened, and then ever since then everyone was like, "It's a UFO, it's aliens."
Well, maybe our deep dive.
Oh shit! I've already ruined it.
Ooh.
But we're also going to talk about my favourite thing: alien abductions.
Are there any funny ones?
There's no funny ones.
They're all funny.
There's nothing funny about being victims of alien abduction, Matt. Are you victim? Are you victim?
I'm not victim shaming.
No,
but
you're laughing.
It is funny.
Wait, so what's victim? So that's victim shaming for UFOs, but what's victim blaming for UFOs?
You were in the wrong place.
You were asking for it. You were asking to get abducted.
Yeah, no one's asking to be abducted, but there are people who walk around with like antenna on their head, and they seem to get abducted like 10 times a year.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it funny that the people that know the most about aliens and like what they do and how they work are the ones that keep getting caught by them?
Weird, isn't it?
I've never seen an alien or been close to being abducted by one. Why is the alien master like?
Don't make any sense, does it?
I think it's like, ooh, chase me. I think it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
don't abduct me. I think it's.
Or it could be the other way around. Wait, let's not victim blame.
Yeah, let's not. We are victim blaming now. That's exactly what we're doing. Sorry, go on, Greg. Continue.
All right, so we're going to go back to 1440 BC. This is the earliest.
How long ago is that?
3,440 odd years ago. So anyway, this is the first sort of recorded thing that's not like a religious text where, like a religious text is like, and the chariots of fire come down from heaven. All that dumb, stupid Christian shit. So anyway,
he's getting everyone today, isn't he?
Okay, so there's a pharaoh. A pharaoh. I can't pronounce his name. Foot mouse.
That's not real.
That's not. That's definitely not how you pronounce it.
Don't read it. Foot mouse.
Foot mouse. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we give you that.
Pharaoh foot mouse. Yeah.
Foot mouse saw an
Danger mouse.
He saw an UFO, and he said it was these fiery discs. All right, that floated over the skies. And that was it. That's literally
Sorry, Greg.
Aliens. And he almost definitely 3,000 years ago didn't say, I've just seen a UFO.
But he was
what would he have called it?
He was a pharaoh. No, he said I saw fiery discs hovering in the air.
Where did the term UFO actually come from? Are you going to cover
saucer
on that?
I don't know.
Because was that the first person that ever saw, and it was I don't know what it was. It was just an unidentifiable flying object.
That must be
everything back there was an unidentified flying object.
A bird. In it. What that is.
Yeah, but that must be like
something flying from a catapult.
Yeah, but these are fiery discs. These are a little bit different. Right.
Yeah, something from a catapult, definitely.
So he's seen these round things in the sky that are bright.
So this is the first recorded.
Bit like an UFO.
A UFO, yeah.
Sorry, anyway, we're going to go a little bit further in it.
Can I just say...
That does sound a bit like a flying saucer, doesn't it?
His story is fair enough. Next.
Oh, fuck it. How long were you waiting to say that?
Since I heard footnotes.
Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Now this one,
Foot and mouse.
A little bit less UFO-y, but still worth talking about because it's on this list, and I'm going by this list, not by anything else, because I didn't have time to really do anything else.
Wait, so are we just reading Wikipedia now?
So this
looks that way, but I'm going with it.
Let's do it.
Go on, Greg. Do you think?
Yeah, but
people put less effort into content. Let's go.
Look, this was a spontaneous podcast, all right? So there's ships in the sky, right?
Yeah.
Over Rome.
Okay.
When was this?
And this is 218 BC, so 2,200 odd years ago.
I always get confused. That is closer to our time.
No, it's further away.
It's further away. So the other one was the first recorded UFO.
Yeah, so it was like BC.
Now I'm
Continue.
really confused. Go on.
I don't know.
Before Christ or whatever.
This is annoying, isn't it?
Phantom ships had been gleaming in the sky, is what or in Latin, navium specium de calo adolficilis.
Ooh.
That's not actually how you say it. I was just trying to make it seem like I knew how you say it.
Pulled it off though.
But anyway,
I would.
So this geezer thinks there's phantom ships in the sky.
This geezer, yeah.
But there's a problem with that, isn't there? If you think about it, he's talking about phantom ships. That doesn't sound very UFO-y.
No. That sounds
if
kind
you
of
said to me,
bullshitty.
if you said, "Oh, there's like phantom ships in the sky," I'd be like,
ships. What? Yeah. So what they look like boats, like
a
ghost ships,
like some pirate ship. Just it doesn't make any sense.
You're talking.
You don't
bots.
think aliens when you think that.
No.
Do you think aliens have spacecraft that look like ghost ships?
No, I'm thinking. All I can think of in my head is like the Wild Hunt, like The Witcher.
Oh.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. So,
which is definitely not
I'm
UFO.
sure that if this guy wasn't hallucinating, which I think could be
had too much rum.
Could be the
Could
case.
be.
Then what if there was ships reflecting off some sort of weird thing going on with like the water and the sky? Because that does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What, like the water completely reflects?
It could have just been talking about mirage.
Yeah.
In the distance, and he was drunk and he thought it was something else.
Is that where the door?
He could just be lying. He could just be talking shit. Like,
I don't like your brew. Sorry, Greg.
Oh no, it tastes like shit.
Does it?
Yeah. And it's flat, and Yeah.
By the way, we've got a sample of Greggy's brew here. Greg's made his own beer that he was talking about. It's finally here. It's done, and yeah, Matt apparently.
Well, if I was already drunk, I would use that to continue me.
Smells strong.
In the drunk.
Yeah, it's strong.
How strong is it?
I don't know.
Drunkscapade.
Strong enough.
Yeah. Go on. Anyway, fiery ships in the sky.
So, the next one. Next, we get to 76 BC.
Okay.
And Pliny the Elder, he's a very famous historian from the time. He said that apparently a spark shot off a star, came all the way down to Earth, grew as big as the moon, and then went back up.
As big as the moon?
Yeah.
What, in his perspective, or as in, like, how we know of the moon now?
What, so like there was a beam that shot out, it hit the floor, and as it hit the floor, it got bigger, and then it like shot back up again.
Yeah, well, it didn't go to the floor. It doesn't say that because for some reason these guys saw really cool shit and didn't describe it in good detail.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, when we see the moon in the sky, that's how big they would have thought it was.
Yeah, so it's like as big.
So
as
it's
the moon
like
in the sky.
something came down this size.
Yeah.
That's
The size of a 1p penny, and he goes, "Oh, that's the size of the moon."
I don't think they're saying it's like right in front of them. It's like in the distance, isn't it? Because every fucking UFO thing's always fucking far away. It's really fuzzy. Can't see it well. You know what I mean?
Did he? Maybe it was just the moon.
Maybe it was. But what shape is the moon? It's a circle.
What shape was it?
I don't know, it didn't say, but I'm assuming it's the shape of the moon.
It was the size of a moon, but it was square. Imagine a square moon. They were like,
Did they know the size of the moon back then?
Surely not.
Through like telescopes and stuff?
No, because you could see it, but you didn't. I don't think you would have been able to work out how far away it was, so you wouldn't be able to judge the size of it.
Do you reckon they shit themselves and when you look up at the moon and it's like way bigger than normal?
It's coming!
Yeah.
Like,
do you reckon that's what they thought?
Fuck knows. I like to think that they were getting ready, like with spears and shit.
Yeah,
like,
you
to
want to
fight the
get-
fucking moon.
Alright, here we go to the next one. 74 BC.
My favourite decade. Go on, sorry.
It is a good decade because it's the decade that our Lord and Saviour was born.
Oh, is it?
No, it wasn't.
The 70s were good.
I'm so fucked up.
Have a bit.
A lumen. I was about to say lumen instead of Roman. See, what's wrong with me? A Roman army, some geezer in the Roman army. I'm just going to simplify things because I can't bother to read this. Some geezer in the Roman army. All of a sudden, he said, the sky burst asunder, and a huge flame-like body was seen to fall between the two armies. In shape, it was almost like a wine jar, and in colour, like molten silver.
What? Re-up on that because there's too much. What?
That sounds a bit like a flying saucer.
Dude, I think half our podcast is Lewis going, "What did you just say?" And then us repeating it. Cheers, man, for filling the dead air. That's good. That's good.
If you think these guys are nuts,
I do it as well.
if you think these
I didn't know
boys are
what he was
nuts,
talking about.
Seen by both armies.
So he said it was shaped like a man, like a fiery man. Did it say? And then it turned into like a jar.
No, they said flame-like bodies.
Flame-like body.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
like
I
a
would
body,
say
like a body
man
of.
body.
That is cool.
Okay.
So
But it was
wine
like a jar.
Yeah, and molten silver. I mean, what's molten silver? Fucking
Silver?
UFOs.
Are they?
Yeah, because you see them, they're always like silvery, aren't they? They're like gleaming silver.
Yeah, according
They
to
sort of look
to fucking Doctor Who and
Yeah,
Star
they look
Trek.
a bit like a silver plate sort of.
Yeah, it's like it's like someone throwing a silver plate or like hanging a silver plate on a
It's
wire
like-
and
But that is-
sort of
but-
and dangling it from
that is
something.
pretty
I don't know.
That was recorded by both armies. That's pretty mental.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
That is quite
That is
interesting,
pretty interesting.
actually.
I think that's evidence.
I don't think it is.
Alright.
Right, anything in the sky that we don't know what it is an unidentified flying object. But I don't think any of them are done by aliens. And I will say, think about it, we don't even send ourselves to other planets. We send robots first. Where's the robots?
That's true.
Why does it have to be aliens? Or like nano aliens that aren't even like are tinier than quarks.
Imagine if
in the future we will be able to make things tinier than that to record stuff, right?
No, not that small, but definitely small enough not to be detected well.
Imagine if we send so many aliens up,
Yeah.
fucking so many like robots up into space, that they start like taking it, they colonize. They're just like there's like 100,000 of them on Mars, and they're just like, well, this is our planet now.
Yeah.
Well,
Mars is ours.
Yeah, isn't it? They just
They say one of the best ways to explore interstellar space is nanoprobes, like tiny little probes.
Yeah.
Probably not like, tiny, but like this big.
Yeah.
Because you think about it like this. If the amount of energy you need to propel something fast enough to go to another star is fucking mental.
So if you minimize
getting like a human spaceship to go that fast, it's
Yeah.
just not going to work. Well, it might one day. But to get a fucking bunch of little tiny little motherfuckers do that?
piece of piss.
People never really think about that.
Do you know why not? Because it's not all romantic and we're sending like this cool probe.
The spaceman, Godspeed.
And the probe like has arms that come out. And he can like shake
like
hands with the
Star
aliens.
Wars.
Yeah,
shake hands with the aliens.
That's what they want.
It's got to have an arm to plant a flag.
That's plant a flag.
That's true. All right, could you go up into space with like a big shotgun and then shoot these out, and then because once you propel something in space, it goes at speed forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Until it hits something.
Blast a shotty into space.
Until you hit
shot
something
you
and
like
gravity
sawn off,
curves you around.
Good idea, right?
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's
It would be
See,
terrifying,
he laughed. It was a good idea.
It's not a great idea.
Because the pullback and the kickback, like
Yeah,
it would
the
be
shotgun's
it would
going
go
that way as well.
and then
I think a shotgun's going to get you going quick enough, mate. Personally,
What's quick enough? Would we have to use like the gravity, like the spin of the Earth, and then like?
I don't know. I mate, I'm not a physicist. I don't know what you're asking.
What
these
you conduct yourself like you're one. Continue.
Alright. So anyway, the next few sightings are all really boring. There are more ships in the sky, like some drunk guy.
More visions from things of their own time period.
Yeah, some
guy-
Funny that.
Some guy thinks angel hair dropped down or some dumb shit. Some drunk Irish bastards talking about ships in the sky. Anyway, so we get to the Holy Roman Empire.
Okay.
You know about the Holy Roman Empire?
Loads.
Germany used to be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Age of Empires 3 or something. And
Yeah, there we go.
specifically the expansion pack.
There we go.
I made that up.
So, you're wrong, because I think that's the Aztecs, isn't it? It's the Aztecs? I can't remember. It don't really matter, does it? What are we talking about here? Alright, so 1561.
Everyone's already clicked off, and we can say whatever
yeah,
we want
yeah,
now.
right now. Oh, that's great. 1561.
This is the podcast for the OGs that just want our nonsense. And
Yeah.
Right, so you know...
For some reason, you guys are happy with this.
Yeah.
But
Please
whatever.
do the Patreon because it's going to be better.
It will. Continue, Greg. Tell us more.
Alright, so you know Nuremberg, yeah?
I do.
Alright, so residents of Nuremberg saw that what they described...
I've heard they
as
have pretty good rallies there.
They saw an aerial battle followed by the appearance of a large black triangular object and then a large crash outside of the city. The broadsheet claims that witnesses observed hundreds of spheres and cylinders spheres and
What's he trying to say?
Another one, spheres.
Is that
Spheres.
sphere?
Spheres.
What are you saying?
And
Tears for spheres.
and other odd-shaped objects that moved erratically overhead. That sounds pretty suspect. And this is 1561.
Yeah, brilliant.
Tears for spheres.
Tears for spheres.
Yeah, that was mental. A black triangle.
Yeah.
What did it turn into?
I didn't.
Oh.
But then they had a large crash outside. But they also saw a bunch of like weird spheres.
Stop saying that. Sounds like you're saying Sophia, like the name.
Cylinders
Sophia.
and other odd-shaped objects. So that sounds pretty suspect. That sounds pretty...
So they said something. They saw something.
UFO-y.
They saw something crash down. Did they not try and find the crash site?
I mean, these are peasants. They probably, they probably thought it was like Satan or something.
Yeah, but if you saw something, a black triangle smash into the ground, you as a peasant, you would go and investigate.
Nah, not if I believed in the fear of Jesus.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, but what if
Oh,
it was
God.
Jesus returning?
in a black triangle. I don't remember.
Why not?
that
Yeah,
in
but
the
surely
revelation.
whatever it was would have been stumbled across at some point.
Yeah, maybe. But
Dumb.
I mean, you're.
But
I think the problem is that you're trying to put too much logic to this.
Oh, well, is that right? I need to just be open that all these are true.
So, in 1566 in Switzerland, sort of a similar thing depicted numerous spherical objects appearing out of the sun. The sun just apparently a bunch of orbs. Let's use orbs instead of.
Yeah, stop saying that word.
I just itched my dick. Sorry, it was just really itchy. This is such a shambles of a podcast.
at least you're honest. Never mind. Hey,
No. The subject matter is good. It's just because you're reading, it's hard to interject.
It's hard
because I don't want to
interject.
ruin your flow.
Yeah.
No, don't ruin it, mate. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna say the most stupid one. This one's from
No. How about this?
1668.
We can't interrupt Greg when he's saying what he's saying. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
1668. The first mention of UFOs in Slovakia.
Why's that funny?
A chronicler described a
what?
silver lizard flying in the sky.
A silver lizard.
Dragon.
Do you know what? Out of all the ones that you've read like 7 now. Only one of them sounds like a UFO sighting. The rest are all just like weird visions.
Which one
and
do
shit.
you think was the most UFO-y?
It's got to be either the first one, the flaming discs, or
That was pretty cool.
or the what was the
Black Triangle.
the Black Triangle one sounds pretty.
Very good.
That
Here
sounds
we
pretty
go.
nuts.
You might have heard of this story before. The story of Utsurobun at Halatonohama.
Oh, that's one of my favourite stories.
Yeah,
Who could
dude, yeah.
who could forget that one?
My mum used to read me that one.
Okay, so in 1803...
No, you don't need to tell me, Greg. Everyone's aware.
know this one.
Everyone knows this guy.
This is like reciting fucking Goldilocks and the Three
Just
Bears. We
move
know
on,
it.
because everyone at home's like, we know that one.
Right,
Greg.
so
No, go
the
on.
first alien went into one bed, but it was made of straw.
Well, then the second one. Keep going.
Okay.
Right.
Shambles.
Go on.
1803, local fishermen in Japan saw a vessel drifting close by the water. They investigated it and they found a beautiful young woman who was described as having red and white hair and dressed in strange clothes they've never seen before.
Oh, alien.
She had a square box and she said no one is allowed to touch it.
Really? No, this is up there with these motherfuckers were green.
And she spoke in a language that none of them had ever heard before.
That's like us,
What year was this?
That's like us three going to Nepal.
Yeah, I was going to say, when was this? Because the chances are they hadn't heard that.
1803 in
Well,
Japan.
chances are this woman was speaking fucking like...
Because at this time,
she
Japan...
was speaking Spanish or
At this
something.
time,
Yeah.
Japan was completely cut off from the rest of the world as well. So it's like...
This strange language is like, Buenos dias.
Yeah.
You know, like, what is she saying?
And then she eventually went back into a vessel and was never seen again.
Okay.
But there's no talk of it flying, so...
not UFOs.
Not really a good one.
She was just a foreigner.
Well, what did the vessel do then?
Yeah, what? I'm
It
more
just says
interested
vessel.
in the vessel.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking...
Silver vessel. Did it say silver?
I don't want to click on the link and lose where I am on this page.
No, okay, forget it then. Sorry, I won't ask questions. We'll just go through these. Go on, Green.
Alright, I'm trying
That
to
one
find
was
some
actually
good
pretty
ones.
funny.
Alright, so this is a little bit more recent.
Go on.
This is closer to the modern era, so 1896, 1897, around that time. Well, it is that time.
Yeah.
This thing, they had a big event for 2 years in the United States that they called the Mystery Airships.
This sounds intriguing.
The Adventures of Mark Twain.
Or also known as Asteroid Adventure. The Mystery Airships, also known as the Phantom Airships, were the precursor to what we like flying saucers. There was like this 2-year period where people kept saying, "Oh, there's like a mystery, like there's an airship up there," but like, and then,
we haven't got a name
but then
for
when
it yet.
but they couldn't find. No, but they knew it was an airship, but they couldn't find any evidence And usually they're like, oh, that goes faster than any airship we've seen before. So basically, the sort of shit we say about UFOs now... sorry, I said UFO. I meant UFO.
It's changed
UFO.
again.
So the thing is that...
UFO.
But, and some people were saying... like at the time... we didn't know much about Mars or anything like that. So a lot of, like, papers were like, oh, it's people visiting from Mars, from Venus. So I think that's...
How dumb they were.
But that shows you, doesn't it, that like a lot of the idea of UFO is related to your time period.
Yeah.
Back then they thought Martians because obviously we didn't know Mars was a barren rock.
And before that, then it was all like ships. I saw ships.
Flying discs.
Just fiery shit.
I saw a ship.
And you think flying discs. Okay, sounds pretty cool. Sounds a bit like a UFO. But what else is a fiery disc? The fucking sun. So it's not that impressive, really. It's I just saw 3 more suns.
It's also like, airships have come out 2 years later. Everyone's seeing phantom airships. Oh, hot air balloons come out. Ooh, there's a hot air balloon over there, and I don't know where it's come from. It's a UFO.
That's exactly what I'm getting at, though. It's a great example of how you...
What sort of flying object? I don't know. It's unidentifiable.
What is the next UFO then? Because we've had the flying disc for too long.
Okay.
What's the next one?
No, wait.
I think it's already kind of changed from the UFO, hasn't it? The UFO was kind of the start point, but now we have
flying saucers for the sort of V-shaped ones.
We have entire genres based around like space
Yeah.
movies and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like Star Wars and Marvel shit. Do you know? Like it's all like. I think we've moved on, but it's still the flying saucer was like the starting point.
Yeah, and saucers are really boring. So if that's what aliens use, they're kind of boring. You want an X-wing or something.
The thing, that's why I think it's important with like saying they all match their time period. With us thinking like, oh yeah, flying saucers, they look like they're discs or they're big like sort of ships like the Millennium Falcon or something like that. That's just because of the movies that we watch.
But I think
if a real alien was out there and they had a real ship, it would be something that you would look at and you wouldn't even be able to comprehend what the fuck you were looking at because they wouldn't be using the same materials as us or the same technology.
Why does it always seem to be mechanical?
Yeah.
Why isn't it like...
Because that's industrial to us, isn't it? Yeah.
And...
It could be fucking
like hairy.
Yeah.
The hairy one.
Bioship.
A bioship. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that like...
Could look like a giant fucking whale in the sky.
We can always compare it to something. That looks like a cigar. That looks like a saucer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why like... There's no modern UFO because if anyone came up to me and said I saw an UFO the other day, I'd just be like, why didn't you fucking film it then? That's why we don't have them anymore. Because
everyone's got cameras.
I think the closest you get to modern UFOs is like that footage you saw that the Navy released.
Yeah.
US Navy.
Yeah.
That's as close as you're gonna get. Because nowadays, if you haven't fucking taken a video. Then you're just gonna get people gonna shit talk you and be like, "You're a fucking moron." Where's the video?
Hard to film when you're like busy getting probed.
You got a smartphone.
Yeah, this is true.
Mate, you can have.
I swear there was more UFOs filmed in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s on camcorders.
Yeah, when they look really shit, where you can't tell what you're looking at. Like
you're just like it's just like lights somewhere. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
I love the idea of UFOs. I don't think that any of them are alien spaceships.
I mean, maybe they are.
But I love the sort of fantasy mythos around it. Yeah. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
I don't like the little green grey guys. I think they're stupid aliens.
Who's your favourite kind of alien?
Like starfish.
Starfish? With an eye in the middle.
And then they talk by like...
What's this?
They talk by touching you and giving you orgasms, and the intensity of the orgasm gives you a letter, and then you just keep getting... Mate, I'm just thinking of like aliens. I'm just making up an alien.
Wait.
I thought this was from a thing. I was what the fuck are you
To be fair, aliens, they're quite advanced. However, I don't think they understand the human sort of parameters of consent.
No.
Because they do like going up there, don't they?
They are not fans of consent.
See, this is the thing. We're not being like bigoted towards aliens, but they are just a little bit rapey.
Their culture
they
is
are rapey. Their culture is different. And it's just different.
God.
That was bad.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
What the fuck?
Sometimes when you're at the hospital, a man comes
That's
through in the middle of
true.
the night and he puts his finger up your
Greg,
butthole.
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
that
you know
happened
all
to
about
me.
that, don't
You
you?
got probed.
That bloke didn't even work at that hospital.
That was an alien.
Listen.
He came in.
That's what I'm thinking.
He dressed up.
That's another thing I say. There's two things I say. Well, there's a lot of things I say about when I'm talking to people about aliens. One is, why don't they come and look like us in Men in Black? They're like stretched.
Yeah, but if you ask all these alien people, they think they do. So.
Or two, why can't they make? We nearly have the power to make like things invisible. Why can't they? They can travel through space, light years, and they can't make their ships invisible.
You don't think they got a little invisible button?
Yeah. The fact that they don't have invisibility is just the most stupid.
Harry Potter's got invisible stuff, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
if J.K. Rowling can figure it out, then I'm sure
there's a lot of things she can't.
The
figure out.
Starfleet alien fucking commander can.
So back to what I was talking about. The Phantom airships. Now, this is a nice little story around the same period related to the Phantom airships.
Go on.
A man named Colonel H.G. Shaw claimed that he and his friend were harassed by 3 tall, slender humanoids whose bodies were covered in a fine, downy hair, who tried to kidnap them.
This is what I mean. Their culture is weird.
Harassed.
But you see, mystery
They were
airships,
harassed.
aliens trying to kidnap. 1896. I think that is probably the earliest thing of an attempted alien abduction. Because none of these so far have been to do with abductions.
I don't know, a big, slendery, hairy thing doesn't really sound very alien to me. Sounds like these blokes were like...
Did you say 3 of them?
Yeah, 3.
Were they like in the woods in the dark or something, like... And they couldn't see a lot. Was it like a, I don't know, slendery, hairy, fucking like...
I'm trying to think what that could be.
It sounds like Chewbacca.
Yeah, sounds like a bunch of Chewbaccas.
Yeah.
Or like some skinny gorillas. Have you seen that gorilla who can walk upright?
No.
It looks like Joe Rogan walking. Yeah, honestly. Have you seen it, Greg?
No. But I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here and quickly talk about...
Please do.
There's a few people that claim to talk to aliens before without any flying saucer stuff, which I think are worth mentioning quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 18th century, a man called Emanuel Swedenborg, which is such
that's a weird mix.
So he claimed to be in psychic contact with inhabitants of other planets. This is 1758, mate. So this guy was ahead of his time. He's like...
Incoming transmission.
Yeah.
It's coming in like Morse code.
And he said that he toured all of the planets of the solar systems and met people from Saturn and people from Mars. Well, obviously,
was DMT about back then?
We can
was
prove
he just
that
off his head?
No, he was just trying to make money.
They reckon it's been about since they reckon it DMT about that. Yeah.
Okay, and then another one is a woman called Helene Smith or so, I don't know. In 1900, claimed that she had psychic visits to the planet Mars and that she could speak Martian.
So, I would have loved to have seen that.
Anyway, what year was that one, sorry?
1900.
Is there any like vocal recordings of this lady?
No, but...
These are just crazy people.
The Martian language was shown to a professional linguist and he was like, it's just a garbled version of French.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was just
nonsense.
Yeah, it's just
crazy people talk about all sorts of shit.
To be honest, I would consider French the language otherworldly.
Oh yeah,
and just the culture as well.
Yeah.
To be honest.
All right, so we're gonna move on.
We love the French.
Yeah, but you are weird.
No.
But I think you like the fact that you're weird, and
yeah, they own it.
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff that they do out there. That's like it's just cool, isn't it? Like people that are just it's like you're weird, but because you're just so you're like you're cool. Give a fuck.
Yeah,
you're just cool.
Love it.
All right,
own it.
So we're gonna move to 1950.
They love a revolution. It's respectable. I like it. Go on.
We're gonna move to 1951.
Oh, we're getting
some guy called Fred.
Is that it?
Fred Reagan had been piloting his small airplane, which was then struck by a UFO. He said the occupants, who resembled metallic stalks of asparagus, apologized and tried to cure his cancer.
What?
Reagan reportedly died of a brain disorder not long after the alleged So we're getting closer. We're getting closer to alien abduction.
Oh my god, that is funny. I'm sorry, Fred.
Do we just laugh at
I'm so sorry,
dying
Fred.
of a brain disorder?
No, it's just the way it's like tried to cure me not long after. It's the way it was
They did a
worded.
fucking great job. Yeah, the asparagus men.
Jesus.
Okay, so in 1921, another person. Well, not in 1921. Apparently, this happened in 1921, but he didn't tell anyone until 1954.
Was that harrowing?
Yeah, apparently when he was a child, two tall men tried to snatch him, and they were wearing diving suits.
That's nothing to do with aliens.
And they took him to an oddly shaped tank.
This is just people.
How could you say
No alien activity whatsoever.
No, it's a diving suit, astronaut suit.
No, that's stupid.
No, it's not.
Is it the big like Bioshock helmets?
They were a kid. It was probably like a
those.
beekeeper's outfit or something.
Jesus Christ, that is
Mate.
ridiculous. And took him to a tank.
A strain.
Is another one.
But is that it? Like they just?
That's it. That's the whole story. Took him to an oddly shaped tank.
Why is that in there?
And did what? Why did the story end there?
But oddly shaped tank could be a spaceship.
He was told these people, he was like, and they took me to an oddly shaped tank, and they were like, right, well, that's all the information we need. It's like, what happened in the tank?
I'm just relaying the information for you.
What happened? I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied, Greg. What happened in
Yeah.
what happened in the tank?
What happened in the tank?
Two tall men who wore helmets and diving suits took the boy to an oddly shaped tank.
Wow, two men covering their appearance abducted a small boy.
And he was before being released later on.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So anyway, that's the earliest.
Do you reckon aliens do that?
That's the earliest known report.
I think
of an
humans
abduction.
do.
But that's technically an abduction. Now it could have been an abduction by some geezers wearing
Diving
like diving suits, but I don't know.
Oh, man.
Alright,
Almighty.
we're moving on to 1958.
Jesus.
Two US Army soldiers witnessed bright red lights around the base, and then they started going all woozy, and then they woke up in a new location with no memory of what happened.
What's it? Wait. Say that again.
Okay.
I'm trying to process it. I've got the end of it.
Two US Army soldiers
No,
witnessed two bright red lights near their base.
Yeah.
The soldiers started to have a strange sense of dissociation, and then found themselves in a new location with no memory of how they arrived there.
Aliens.
Why aliens?
Because of the bright red lights in the sky.
Aliens.
Why aliens?
Well, because there's bright red lights in the sky.
If that is true, though, that is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Where was this again?
America.
Oh, there's a forest in England that I've been talking about with you.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the UK's
yeah, that's a cool
Area
one.
51.
We'll get onto that when we talk about real UFOs.
Okay, so these are just the funny ones.
No, these aren't funny. No, I've not.
You haven't said a funny one yet.
I haven't said a funny one.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I haven't done any funny ones. I was looking through them and they're all like serious. Like I was butt probed and it hurt so bad.
Why is that?
Why aren't you reading those ones?
No, I can. I'm just making that up. But
Just imagine if that was I was butt probed.
all right, let's go on to 1955.
Go on.
Two people who claim to have talked to alien life suddenly disappeared. That's it.
That's
the
it.
whole story.
These are ridiculous.
But they disappeared. Maybe they were abducted and never seen before again.
Hopefully. If they were going around saying, I'm talking to alien life, I'd be like, I hope you go away. Do you know what I mean? I would be like, oh, Shame.
Yeah, okay.
I'm joking, by the way. If you believe in aliens, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, just not for very long.
All right.
If there's anyone who's still listening and believes in aliens and thinks they've been abducted, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's the thing though. There's believing in aliens and other life, and then there's like, sitting in a tinfoil hat.
I'm not joking. Like
I talk to aliens.
I think
in my
like
head.
2% of all Americans believe they've been abducted.
Yeah, it's like I think it might be more than that. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
I've been abducted by aliens.
That explains
I have
it.
in my dream.
Yeah, but how do you know it was a dream? Because what's it? Sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
I had sleep paralysis once. I woke up and I was just looking up, and there's just a bunch of like fucking. There's a bright light up above, and like just the silhouette of these, I don't know, something, and they're all just staring down at me, and I was like, shit. And I couldn't wake up.
I hate
was
that
trying
shit.
to struggle, and I was trying to get out, and mate, fucking terrifying.
Sleep you we'll cut this out, obviously, if you don't want us to hear it, want them to hear it. But then you used to wake up a lot and have like a woman at the end of your bed.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's fucking awful.
Oh, mate, creepy. Like, yeah, I'd wake up and then like she was like, you know, the what's it, the witch from like Snow White. You know, when she's like dressed up as like, and she gives her the apple.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so creepy.
Yeah, it's like that. And, oh, mate. And like,
Was it Russian Hag?
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's like, dude, it's like the most terrifying thing, and it's happened like 5 times.
Has it?
And I feel like.
Fuck.
Bro, I've still got that right.
Some people think I'm a psychic because of that. They think I'm contacting some sort of dead person.
I don't think you are, Greg. I'm just gonna. Put
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say
next time.
No, I'm definitely.
Yeah, actually, we're laughing about these people saying all these ridiculous things. You're saying that you can see stuff in the ceiling. There's a lady at the end of your bed. You've seen a spirit animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he knows he's dreaming or lucid, whatever.
No,
like,
I
he doesn't think it's not.
he's trying to play it off.
He knows it's not reality, though.
I think he's trying to play it off. I reckon in about 5 years' time you're going to write a book about it, about all the crazy things you've seen.
Yeah, because I'm an UFO.
You should write like a memoir.
Did I punch you in the head too much when I was younger? When we were
Yeah,
younger?
man.
Did I drop you on your head like too many pile drivers? Was it?
I think my head's fucked. Nah, I think it's alright.
All right, good.
Okay, I'm just reading something quick.
The tank one it is.
Oh, mate.
What was the other one? That died. Two guys at two men in dive suits.
2 men in
That's
dive
ridiculous.
No, it's not.
2 men covering their
this is the
appearance,
truth.
abducting a boy in a confined space, and then
Two
letting him go.
human-shaped people.
in
just stupid.
diving like equipment, yeah,
All right, here we go.
dressed like humans.
So we're going.
What is that?
Now we're going to 1957.
Okay.
All right, we're
I
getting.
thought we were in 1958 a minute ago. We're jumping around all over.
Yeah, because I've got really shit. I didn't really make my list like perfectly
Chronologically. That's
Fine.
fine,
It's
Greg.
okay.
We're still in the
It's
same
okay.
ballpark.
It's
It's
okay.
fine, yeah.
Right,
Go
so
on.
a Brazilian farmer, 23 years old. He's ploughing the fields at night. It's
Oh.
boiling hot. And then he suddenly sees this star approaching him. It's growing in size. Then he's looking at it. It actually is an egg-shaped fucking aircraft.
An egg-shaped egg.
With a red light at its front. Red light, does that remind you of a previous time?
Oh.
So he starts running. This motherfucker, he's like, and he's like, but, mate, it ain't helping. He keeps running, and then these 1.5 meter or 5 foot tall humanoids wearing grey coveralls and helmets with small blue eyes, and instead of speech, it made noises like barks or yelps. Going, chasing this guy through this Brazilian fields, alright? This guy's terrified, man. And they start subduing him, and then they grab him, and then they're dragging him across the Brazilian desert floor. Farm. I don't know. And they're just dragging him, and they take him to his craft. And once inside the craft, he was stripped. Completely naked, head to toe, and covered in a strange gel.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Otherwise known as...
He was taken into a room with weird symbols everywhere and shit. And then they started pumping some sort of gas into the room, and he got violently ill. And then after this, he went into another room. But this time, there was an attractive
female
alien naked. She had blue cat-like eyes and a small pointed chin.
Huh?
And she had
like a pencil.
Long white hair, but her underarm and pubic hair was bright red.
This is just some weird grebe who likes.
And then he apparently had a strong attraction to this fucking weird looking thing, and banged it because
Did he draw it?
I'll see if I can find the drawing. That's a good shout, actually.
Because if this kind of thing would happen to me, I would learn how to draw.
Yeah.
And then draw it perfectly. So everyone could see what I'm talking about. I feel like a lot of these people don't.
I think it's probably because...
That's as good as you're going to get.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't kick it out of bed. If it was already in bed and I didn't have to, I was about to say subdue it. No, seduce it.
I'm not down for fucking an alien.
What?
Why not? That looks like...
That's a cartoon!
That film, though, where they put the glasses on and they can see the other world.
They live.
They look like that, but with, a mop of blonde hair. That was weird.
You would. If it was already there, naked alien. What's the lowest out of 10 you'd go for if there was a naked alien was right there?
I probably would fuck the naked alien.
Yeah, you would. You just would, wouldn't you?
Even if it's a 0 out of 10, you're fucking an alien.
Yeah. It's not...
DNA, then out in space.
It's not really about whether you want to do it. It's about whether you have to do it, and you do. Because
I mean, if you put up a fight...
Why would you
the gas is coming back.
Yeah, the gas is going to come back.
The gas is coming back.
You're going to get ill. Violently ill, it says.
Maybe the gas was just something that, made him hallucinate. Maybe it was just, a normal ginger woman he was...
Yeah, could be.
So anyway, afterwards...
The gas might be important.
After he banged her, apparently she was going, ooh, like this. And he took that to mean that she was going to raise his baby in space or some dumb shit, because this guy's...
I reckon he just rearranged her guts slightly, and she got wind.
Yeah, it might be.
That's such... I'm going to rearrange your guts.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
that's horrendous.
Yeah, he got given his clothing back, and then
Oh, that was nice.
And then the aliens showed them around their ship, and then...
Why would they do that?
The aliens were like, don't forget your shirt and your trousers.
Did they speak English? Well, Portuguese to him.
Yeah.
How would an alien understand the concept of clothes? They just,
Why don't aliens wear clothes?
They do. His aliens did.
Not the fucking ginger woman didn't.
Well, yeah, she didn't, but that's because they were going to bang.
Okay.
Maybe those guys also had red pubic hair.
Interesting.
Anyway, so, and apparently he stuck to this story his entire life, literally for 50 years later. All the way until he died.
Sounds like a load of shit.
I think...
Can we make one up?
Yeah, you can make one up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No one's got this far into the podcast. Right now, we could concoct an idea where we all three of us got abducted, and we make the proof inarguable, and then sell it to these.
How do you make the proof inarguable?
Well, I mean, people who believe this kind of stuff don't really
that
much evidence.
Don't ask too many questions.
They just take everyone's word for it, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So, could we?
I reckon we probably could.
I reckon we could.
It's hard though because they normally solo. Normally people only get abducted on their own. So if it's all three of us,
it would be a bit suspect.
Yeah, because we'd all have to stick to a specific we saw the exact same thing.
We'd have to get it right. It's like when you're doing a crime with your mates, and then you're like. Right, we've got to get a story straight. You did this, I did this, and then you get interrogated separately. And
you're trying to get every angle of it. What if they ask this?
You'd have to perfect it. You'd have to be so good at it.
Oh, Matt, you say that it was put up your bum, but your brother Greg says it was put down your pee hole.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean?
We've
And
got
Why would you choose butthole if you can do pee-hole?
Yeah, but they're trying to play us off each other.
Pee-hole's funny.
Sorry,
Would you rather aliens come in, go do stuff in your butthole or down your pee hole?
No, but if I was an alien, I'll do it in their pee-hole, not their butthole.
Why? What are you going to find out
It's
from that?
funny.
Imagine that they do all this abducting. Like this must be for some like scientific research, just because they're bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they always
Coming
seem to
down
want
and-
our semen.
Yeah, like why would they want that? They're
Why
like
do
these
they have-
higher beings.
Yeah.
Like why would they want? And what can they do with it? Like a man can't
Research it.
impregnate. Like a species can't impregnate
If
another
I fuck-
species.
if I-
So what the fuck is human jizz
Yeah.
useful to an alien for? What are they going to do with
If
that?
I reckon. No, go on.
If I fucked a sloth,
Go on then.
it's not going to get pregnant, is it?
No.
So why can
Imagine
why
if
are
it
we,
did that.
Why
The
are we,
baby would look like me.
Why,
Greg
why, yeah,
Hobbs.
but why are we fucking aliens and they're getting pregnant? That makes
This
no
is
sense.
my
It
point.
makes no sense.
It makes no sense. You can't go and fuck a donkey and like have a baby with it.
My-
So why would an alien be any different?
My point in this is why do they have to extract it with a fake alien woman thing?
Yeah, but how do we know it's fake?
Why can't they just be like, like a sperm bank and go, like, here's some porn, go in there and fucking...
Yeah, they hook you up to some like milking machine.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't actually happen.
They're aliens. Why don't they just kill you and extract the jizz
Yeah.
like themselves
Or
straight
clone
from
you.
the nut?
Straight up clone you and then have like 10 of your clones and do lots of weird sex experiments. Or...
No, they just want to take you up and get you naked and make you fuck a really. It's just, It all seems a bit too
Dreamlike.
Yeah.
Very dreamlike.
Continue.
Anyway.
I feel like, how many have you got left?
Now we're literally getting to the alien abduction, the big story, the thing that set off UFOs as such a popular
As like a concept.
culture. Because before like in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, flying saucers were quite a thing. Like you see some famous thing of a person throwing a saucepan and they're taking a picture and it looks like some alien
Just
craft.
chucking it.
But it became a big thing.
In a tank.
But this couple, right, in 1961, claimed to be abducted near Niagara Falls. Or somewhere like that. Lancaster, New Hampshire, I don't fucking know. I don't really know America. Somewhere up
We've
in
been to
America.
Niagara Falls.
We have.
So anyway.
Canadians.
This couple... Oh, mate. You know what? I hate it when you get like... You're like looking at a story and it's just like really long. And you're just like trying to find the best bits out of it. It's fucking irritating.
Is it the couple?
Yeah. So anyway, these bozos... they're driving along and then bright light and then they're like, oh no.
It's always a bright light.
And then like this guy gets some binoculars out at the moon with his binoculars thinking, oh, that's nice, isn't it? But then he sees some multicolored lights flashing. Ooh, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Anyway, he's like, oh shit, oh Betty, come have a look at this. What's this? But then he sees a craft.
A craft.
And inside the craft, he sees these little humanoids staring at him. And they all notice that he's looking back at them. And he's like, oh shit.
What sort of human?
And then sudden
creature? Are we talking asparagus man
The
or
Greys.
The Greys.
The Greys.
The infamous Grey.
So anyway, he's claiming like, oh, and they're wearing like some black suits or some dumb shit. I don't really know. But anyway, so this geezer's like, and then he suddenly thinks like something goes in his brain. It's like, they're going to capture us. They're going to get us. Mm-hmm. So he starts running back to the car and he's like, oh, yeah, you got Betty. And apparently there's things like zipping about. Like some dumb shit like that. I'm not really explaining it great. But anyway, the point is that they wake up 35 miles away, mid-driving their car.
What?
And they're just like...
Another case of falling asleep and waking up in a weird location.
But... there's two of them.
There were two of the soldiers as well, though, weren't there? There was two of them.
There was two men in diamond suits as well. Question: in any of these, did anyone else see them be abducted?
No. Aliens are very careful, Matt. They don't.
The most
Did they not see them get sucked up by the tractor beam or whatever they call it?
The most important thing that here is that after this encounter with these two people, pretty much every UFO encounter afterwards is quite similar.
Of course.
Now, there's a few. I'd say there's two possible explanations for this. Number one is that's when those aliens started visiting and abducting. Maybe that's when they started. Second one, a lot of people with mental health issues saw that story and it inspired their own delusions and fantasies. Now, which one do you think is most likely?
Let me have a little think about that.
Now, if we look at, say, the mystery airship issue we talked about in the 1800s.
Yes.
Now, that clearly shows that, I mean, obviously, anyone who believes in UFOs and aliens doesn't think that those airships were real airships, do they? No, because obviously, no, they wouldn't be in airships. They're UFOs. They'd be in super powerful aircraft. But then you have to accept that those people were inspired by an event. But then they can't accept that people. Oh yeah, in my brain it makes loads of sense.
I know what you're trying to say.
This is interesting.
It's all time period based. It's all
period based.
inspired. Yeah. Someone does
what's
and
big
then,
at the time.
Yeah.
So why? Yeah, exactly. So
and whether people are just straight up making it up,
somebody just goes onto the newspapers and everybody's getting abducted.
I think it's because whatever's popular, like this is my experience of how I was abducted. When it happens in their head as a dream or whatever, I don't know.
It takes on that form.
It's subliminally like in their brain still.
This is interesting. Do you reckon it like boils over to other things?
Definitely.
Like religions, politics.
But not, 100%.
It's that thing like it's you know like it's like the same as your mood when it's like if you go out looking for a problem in the day, you'll find a problem. If you go out looking for something to be pissed off about, you'll find something to be pissed off about. So I guess if you devote your whole fantasy to like, I'm about religion and miracles, or if you're about UFOs and if you're all the time constantly looking up, you're going to see weird little things, aren't you? Like, what was that? Like, it's like when you're out driving, you go like, we're going to look like, you know, when you see a car or whatever, and you're like, I haven't seen one of those types of cars in ages. That's really cool. And then because it's in your head, later on you'll see like 6, 7 of that car.
Or like,
100%.
I find this with like, if I meet someone and I don't really know who they are or anything, and they have an unusual name, and I'm like, well, that's an unusual name. And then, like, for the next year, that name is everywhere. It's on a fucking signpost over there. It's in a fucking movie. I'm reading a book, and the book's
because it's all of a sudden you just notice it more. Yeah, that's all it is. If you're one of these people that's like a UFO nut and an alien nut who spends literally 90% of your day sat on your porch looking up into the sky, like, I saw another one. Like, of course they're going to see shit all the time. Like,
I think the thing is also is that my brain's gone. I literally had something totally to talk about.
Come on, Greg, find something profound in there.
To
the deepest corners, there's got to be something.
Impart some Greg wisdom on the people. UFOs.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Unidentified visual phenomena.
Yeah, because you don't know if there actually is an object out there flying. You're seeing shit.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe what you're seeing is a real object. Maybe.
There's so many things it could be though. Issues.
I never find it. I'll never be able to find this video again. But I did a video where I did a kick the moon. I don't know if I ever showed you it, but there looks like there's a UFO zipping past in the footage. Do you remember that? You remember that?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was a bug.
Wait. We've done this whole podcast and you're only just bringing up now the fact that you have UFO footage.
I kind of did.
It's not a UFO.
I mean, if I put it on a UFO forum, everyone would be like, oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
It's proof.
But that's the thing, you see what you want to see, don't you?
Yeah.
Why don't we start doing that for videos? Why don't we just start like staging stuff and then going on like certain conspiracy forums and just like...
No, because now we've said that.
Seeing how many people believe it. Yeah, but we could do them anonymously.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like we just pick a random one. We're like, oh, we're doing UFOs this week. And we find this UFO forum. We just anonymously like put up all this stuff. Like, here's a video I saw. And we'll just stage some shit and then watch everyone just be like... Oh,
I'm sure lots of people have done that. I'm pretty sure 90%
more than
of them videos
90% of it, yeah.
Because that video was quite interesting. Yeah. I'm surprised you remember that.
It's a long time ago, man.
It was a cool little kick as well.
You guys saw a UFO? And
I can remember that, but I can't remember what I was thinking of like a minute ago.
Well, it doesn't matter. Have you sort of got to the end of your...
Yeah, so anyway...
That was the history.
Because my whole idea is that after that, things just sort of stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole idea is that, given how diverse the ancient history of it all is... But anyway, I didn't really actually have a point to any of it. I just wanted to talk shit for an hour. But the real thing that you need to think about is that subscribe to our Patreon. That's what
Greg, every time you don't know what to say, you have to say that now. You have to fill it with that.
Just fill the dead.
There's some good stuff in there, I promise you there is. And Greg, thank you very much for hosting the history of alien abductions.
Yeah, I'm sorry there wasn't any funny bits. Like
there wasn't any funny bits.
The thing is that I kept searching on Google like funniest alien abductions and like strangest alien abductions, weirdest alien abductions, and it was all just like standard alien abductions.
There is some pretty funny ones.
I know but I couldn't find them.
There's some pretty. You read some pretty funny ones.
There was nothing funny in that entire podcast.
I don't know.
Dude, I think you're joking about a traumatized child getting chased by aliens, alright?
Yeah, that actually, there is nothing funny.
Being put into an oddly shaped craft. Oh, no, oddly shaped...
Tank.
I love that. That's just... Well, there's no point in putting that in there. I feel like you just read that story and was like...
It was just on the list. It was on
them two pedos were like, let's go out, dressed really weird, abduct a child, and like, they'll think it's aliens, but like...
Oh no, I remember what I was thinking about.
Go on then, Greggy.
Alright, so when I had...
Hit us with that South Park wisdom at the end of the episodes where they come to a point. Go on.
When I had sleep paralysis, alright, and I saw these lights and these figures looking at me, and I'm telling you, they looked human, but they didn't feel human. Alright? It's like you were saying, is that was inspired by what I've seen, not just in the news, but
subliminally,
in TV shows. You've seen how many things you've seen like that. Like, even The Simpsons has scenes like that, you know what I mean? It's something ingrained into your brain. And that's probably why I saw it. But I'll tell you one thing, it felt so real that if I was a little bit stupider and a little bit crazier.
So you think
I 100% would be like, I've been abducted by aliens, and be putting it all over everywhere.
Yeah. So do you think 1,000 years ago, if you'd experienced that you would?
It would be insane.
Yeah, definitely. When we didn't know what that stuff was.
Devil. But that reminds me of another dream I had. Okay, one time, I don't know if you guys have heard of Saucerful of Secrets by Pink Floyd, but I used to listen to. I still do. I listen to music when I go to sleep. And anyway, that was playing, and it was like crazy psychedelic jam. And in my dream, I'm dancing around this fire, right? Dancing around this fire with a bunch of people to like this song. And I was just like, it was crazy. And then literally, suddenly, I'm spinning around and then I spin and I completely stop. And it was just fucking Satan just staring right at me. And this is one of the most real dreams I've ever had. Like 100%. I'm talking like full on Satan, like red horns. And
like from a Tenacious D video.
Yeah, but like evil and mean looking. And it was fucking like staring into my soul. And like we stared for like 3 seconds, and then I just jumped. And my heart was beating out my chest.
Did you wake? Is that when you woke up?
Yeah, and I woke up, and obviously the Pink Floyd song was still playing. Surreal shit.
That's weird as fuck.
You've never told that.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, that's just
a new one.
That's literally just come into my head because
that's weird.
That's one I really remember. I like that I've got this recorded down now because there's so many memories that you remember, but you never put down anywhere. You never write it down. You never record yourself talking about it. It's good at that. So,
I'll say one actually, not as cool as that, obviously. But here's something that I did when I was younger. When I was about 14, 15, 16, I did believe in a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, you did. Ghosts, no, I didn't. I
UFOs. Greg kind of brought me over to the...
I kept bashing him for it.
UFOs. There's got to be Bigfoot. This, that, all the conspiracies, everything. And there used to be a website, I don't know if it still exists, and it was called something Unsolved Anomalies. And there was a section on there where it was Shadow Men.
Oh, yeah.
The Shadow Men.
I think you've spoken about this.
Matt used to be obsessed with Shadow Men.
The Shadow Men.
I was obsessed
I see
with the Shadow Men.
I see Shadow Men. I see Shadow people.
Yeah.
I've always seen them all my life.
It's called a shadow. You know when you look at a shadow and the sun is behind you,
Like,
it's a shadow, man.
And it's in the shape of you,
like,
a man.
Say at the moment, you see, obviously we've got like a proper light. You guys probably obviously can't see it. But we've got a proper light, but the shadow's there. But I tell you what, if I stare like straight forward like that, and I was doing something, I would start seeing people moving.
But the thing is but that's how they tried to say sell it. It was you always see the shadow men out of the corner of your vision, and when you look, they're gone.
Yeah, it's just a minor hallucination.
Yeah,
everyone gets.
But I was. You remember how obsessed I was with that?
Obsessed.
I was obsessed with that.
Shadow realm.
You see, this is the trouble with a lot of people that believe in certain stuff like this. Is that it's less they believe in it because they've seen evidence, and it's more they believe in this stuff because they just wish it was true.
Oh, I wish all this stuff was
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you
Imagine a world with Bigfoot, UFOs, shadow men, ghosts.
But when you're like that and you wish that was a thing, of course in your life you're going to be like, if you're out in the woods and you see something to it, you think, that was Bigfoot I just saw. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, you're looking for something to...
That's true.
It's always enthusiasts that find this stuff. It's never someone that gets abducted by a UFO and they're like, I don't believe in that shit and I never did.
People. Like, it's few and far between, but it does happen. I mean, what I was going to say about the shadow men is I was this obsessed. I used to film to the side. Then I'd see it, not be there, and then I would replay the footage, watch it, be like, nah, I saw it, but I didn't capture it on camera. Do you know what I mean?
Have you watched that Flat Earth?
I was obsessed with it.
Have you watched that Flat Earth documentary?
I know.
You boys watched the Flat Earth documentary?
Yeah. No, I didn't know.
Alright, in the Flat Earth documentary, this guy devises a scientific experiment.
By the way, if you do believe in all this stuff, all the power to you. I love you.
Yeah.
Believe in what you want to.
He devises this scientific experiment that would prove whether the Flat Earth's true or not.
Classic.
And then literally right at the end, he's like, oh. And because it proves that the Earth is round. And he's like, oh, whoa, would you look at that? And because that's what it is. Is that
Because I was wrong.
But from what I've heard, that guy still believes in Flat Earth. He just thinks that he got the experiment wrong.
Yeah.
That shows you, if you're dead set believing on something, you will sit there and you'll show evidence to the contrary, and you're just like,
never be proved
wrong. We just did something wrong. We'll get it next time.
That's all it is. Because they want it to be true so bad that they just refuse to accept.
It would be cool. Never mind, eh?
Never mind.
Thank you for that, Greg.
Thank you very much, Greggy.
Oh, shit.
That was a good reading of Wikipedia article for us. Thank you, buddy.
I do apologise.
Greg got that done very quickly. You just got back from your work, hadn't you?
No, I literally did it at work.
Yeah, you did that at work. Got back here straight away, and then we jumped straight into that. You're shattered. I think we're all a bit tired and exhausted. You're stressed because you're going away, but I've
been up since 5. I still got to go. I've got a fucking landlord house viewing while I'm away, so I've still got to clean some stuff before I go. And
let's fuck it up.
And I got to go pack. I haven't packed yet.
Yeah, innit? But no, I appreciate you doing that, Greggy. That was good.
Go Packers.
Very much. Right, we are on an hour and 16, so I think it's time to end it there and then probably head over and do some Patreon stuff. Who wants to outro? Go on.
This time on Patreon, it's not continuing because we have finished this topic. We could do more modern ones, and I will try and find some funny ones. Greg found the funniest one, I think, possible. However, over on the Patreon, what we're going to do is we're going to react to something cringy. And do you want to know why?
They're all dying to know why.
Because we're all cringy, and we know cringe when we see cringe.
Yeah.
Okay? We know cringe when we see cringe. Lewis has drunk his own piss on YouTube.
I have done that.
I've shown people my shit, and Greg has mangled his ball sack.
Greg's been in a nappy,
in his pants.
Do you remember when we did the Sparks and you had that little fanny hanging out the
That is one of my favourite clips.
It's so funny.
I nearly shat myself.
If anyone knows cringe, it's us wankers.
So we're cringe reviewing.
Yes.
We're not cringe reacting.
Cringe reviewing.
Let's assume we can get it all to work.
Yeah. If you subscribe to the Patreon and it's not there, I'm sorry.
It will be there. Don't worry. We're going to get it done.
Even if it's shit.
Even if it's shit, we're going to put it up. It's a test run. We've never done anything like this before. We're going to see how it goes. hopefully, if we do one and it doesn't work out as well as we want, we'll just rejig it until it works. But yeah, we want to give you guys something a little bit different on the Patreon. Maybe normally we will just do continuations of topics, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be quite nice to just do some different random shit every now and again because we don't live react to enough stuff.
No.
I think.
Also, I'd like to point out it's not necessarily Patreon exclusive. You will see it at some point. It's just it will be on Patreon earlier than it will be on YouTube.
Yes,
so
and the chances are that a lot of stuff we do on Patreon, when it does go on YouTube, it will be heavily censored.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Oh yeah,
but it's not like you're going to miss out on anything if you don't want to do the Patreon. I know we say this every time, but I feel like we have to because
we're going to show our weenies on Patreon, so just go over that.
Dicks out for Patreon. That's a reason to go over and pay money to.
Do you guys remember Dicks out for Harambe and Balls out for the other one?
Did you get your dick out for Harambe?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
I have zero care for that stupid gorilla.
Like, if you're new, subscribe.
Which we know you're not, right?
Yeah.
See you later, people.
Peace.
Off to Patreon.
Yeah,
go and get over in Patreon.
Honestly, there's some good stuff over there.
Go over there right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
You see Greg's Willy.
More of this shit.
You see how many bullets King Kong survives? Now that's a real gorilla.
We could just clip that bit. It did. Mate, he survived.
That's a gorilla.
Right over a gorilla.
See you later, people.
Right, he got like biplane shooting him.
Yeah,
I know. He got
He's like catching him out of the air.
The shit was shooting tanks at him.
Little fucking Haram bitch, mate. He can handle it.